It was a cold winter evening, and my parents and I were sitting by the fireplace. I was around 9 at the time. There was a knock at the door, and my father got up to answer it. Before letting the guest in, he signaled to my mother, and she told me to go to my room. I got up, and on my way to my room, I saw a lady with a big smile enter. She spotted me and hurried over to me. She then grabbed my cheeks and asked if I remember her. I had no idea who she was. She then grabbed my wrist and pulled me over to the living room and sat me down in front of her. She then started telling me how she used to babysit me and how cute I was, and also making jokes and laughing, rather obnoxiously, I might add. She sat and spoke non-stop for what seemed like hours. Eventually, after she left, we went to bed, but that night I couldn't sleep. Not only was I plagued by my sore wrist, but I felt troubled by who this strange woman was and why my parents tried sending me to my room when she arrived. Anyway, I got up to use the bathroom, and while washing my hands, I suddenly felt cold. Then I looked up in the mirror and a loud hard slap landed on my cheek. I looked around and there was no one there. But when I looked in the mirror, I saw the strange lady's face. I then sat up in my bed. It was a dream, but it wouldn't be the only. That entire week I was plagued with nightmares about this woman, until I couldn't take it anymore and I asked my mother who she is. She refused to talk about it, but I constantly nagged her until she eventually relented. She said that when I was 6 months old, the lady used to babysit me and buy me clothing and toys, and she was very fond of me. My parents trusted her. However, that was a mistake. One day, she took me with on a shopping trip. Upon arrival at the mall, she spotted her then boyfriend with someone else and a fight broke out. During the fight, her boyfriend swung at her and hit me out of her arms and I fell. I sustained bruises and cuts, which she couldn't explain to my mom. But my mom found out what happened and forbid her from ever coming near me again. This didn't sit well with her, and over several years she stalked my family to try and take me away, even breaking in and attempting to abduct me 6 times before my parents eventually moved. So I asked my mom, then why did she come to the house that night? She said, well, for 2 reasons. 1, to borrow money, and 2, to get your father's forgiveness. He is her brother, after all.